Hey everyone, so this is our Chinese lesson for students in Year 8. We're doing lesson number 4 and we've been looking at numbers and different types of numbers. We're looking at eventually being able to tell the time, and today we're looking at different segments of the day. Now, for that I'm going to draw a diagram. Now, please excuse me if you've seen something like this before. Now, firstly I'm going to draw great big circle here. I reckon most of you have seen something like this before. I probably drew this for you guys last year. And in the middle, I'm going to draw a little circle there. Okay, starts to look like a Pokemon ball for a little while. Now, we're going to draw some lines across here and there, and a little dotted line down here, which we might need for later possibly. I'm going to also put a line up here and a line about there, and I think that will do for the time being. Now on here I'm just going to draw a little person who's standing on top of the world. A few countries there of no fixed address. Here we go. Alright, so also what we need is we need the sun over this side because it's daytime. On this side, this is a bit like a clock, or it's a bit like a diagram to show you the time. I'm going to have the moon on this side because it's night time. Okay, sun gets up in the morning at the moment, roughly somewhere between 6 and 7, so let's just say 6 a.m. that will do, and it goes over the horizon roughly somewhere around 6 p.m. It's going to vary depending on how far north or south you live, or how close to the equator you live. And then we'll have 12 up here because this is 12 noon. And let's put 12 p.m. Down here we're going to have 12 a.m. Okay. Now, first things first, we'll need to give you what these different times of the day are called in Chinese, and I'm also going to do the characters. So the first thing you need is Zhao Shang. Now Zhao, to write Zhao, looks like this in characters. Starts with the character Ru, which means sun. Then you have a horizon. That's actually a Chinese word in itself. It's Dao, which means sunrise. Put a line there. The sun has risen above the horizon, and you've got Zhao. So I'll write Zhao down here, because I might just have enough room to write it up here. Zhao, then Shang. Let's do a line there. This is like an arrow pointing up. Zhao Shang. Now Zhao Shang means early morning. So very early morning. Usually from 6 to about 9. So by the time you've gotten to school, we'll just say 9 a.m. here. By the time you've gotten to school, Zhao Shang time is over, or Zhao time is over. Zhao Shang is the rising of the morning. Then we're going to have, next thing we need to look at is this 12 noon here. That is known as Wu, which is noon. I'll just do the character for that. So it's Wu. Now Wu means noon. On the way to Wu time, we have a time known as Shang Wu. I'm going to write that in characters here. Oops, sorry, I did that line first. I should have done this line. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, Shang Wu. I'll just write that in here. Shang Wu. Shang Wu still means morning, but this is mid-morning. So Zhao Shang, early morning, very early morning. Shang Wu, mid-morning. So from 9 o'clock to 12, that's mid-morning. Shang Wu. Okay, then we have the afternoon. Now, we've got Wu time here for 12 o'clock. From then on, the sun is going back down. So we're going to actually draw an arrow, or something that's a bit like an arrow, going down. And this is known as xia. Xia. Then we need Wu. Whoops, I only just got a little bit of space here between xia and the sun. So I'll just have to be very careful. 下午. Now remember, when you see X written in pinyin, it makes a xia. So it's an S, like an S and a Y together. 下午. So 下午. Now that's afternoon. And then we need 晚上. Now 晚上, we're going to use this for evening here. So we need this character again. We need this character, which almost looks like the character 2 for rabbit. It's very close to it. So this is 晚, meaning night. Sometimes we might say evening, sometimes we'll say night. So, and then 晚上, I'm going to have that arrow. Whoops, I did it wrong again. I'm very sorry. I'll start here to line up. I should have done that line, then that line. So, 晚上. 晚上. Okay, so here are our different segments of the day. 早上, 上午, 下午, 晚上. Now, just to add a little bit more to think about, I'm going to write, using red, if there's enough space, another character. Now this is the character which all of you know. This is Hao. So let me write that. 早上好. Now we are saying good morning. So I'll just write Hao here. Whoops. Perhaps the text is a bit too thick to read. Then we need Shang Wu. Whoops, I might have to put this character over here, sorry. It was like how you remember to do this character. It's a boomerang, then a number 7, then you do another 7, a fishhook, and a line across. And that's Hao, Shang Wu Hao. And now we need Xia Wu Hao. And now, Wan Shang Hao. And we are saying just a few extra greetings here. 早上好, good morning, very early. 上午好, good morning, so good mid-morning. 下午好, good afternoon. 晚上好, and that's good evening. Okay, now something I forgot to write down was one more character. Now I'll just write it down here. This is 晚安. So I'll do one, same character as this one here, same word. One, then we have an, need a roof, and we need another boomerang. It almost looks like the character for female, but it's slightly different because the line doesn't stop here, it just keeps going. Okay, so that's one an. Now one an, if I just write that here, one means nighttime, an means peace. So, 晚安 means night, peace, or we would also say good night. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, so now that we've done that, I've got a game I would like us to play. So I'm going to set a few things up here. I'll just take this away from the table. Okay, now firstly, here's some characters for us to remember. I have not written the pinyin down here on purpose. I want you to remember it. So, but I'll speak it to you. So, 晚安, there's one. This one is 晚上好. Okay, so 晚安 for good night. Oh, so it's not quite on the camera. 晚上好, that's good evening. Can also mean good night. Then we have 下午好, it's good afternoon. 早上好, it's good morning. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have here. I'm going to bring in a few words. So we have good night, we have good evening, we have good afternoon, and we have good morning. I'm running out of space. I might be able to just put it all here. There's good morning. Okay. Which character responds to which word in English? I'll just try and fit it all in here. Okay, well, see if you can guess while I'm trying to sort these ones out. Okay, let's start with Zhao Shanghao. Zhao's that character which has the sun rising over the horizon. It's got Shang, which is pointing up. So it's Zhao Shanghao, Hao for good. So that is definitely good morning. Let's put that over here. Okay, next one. Good afternoon. Let's see. This one up here. Shang Wu Hao. Wu, middle of the day. Oh, sorry, I said it wrong. Xia. Xia Wu Hao. Xia for going down. Xia Wu Hao. So it's the middle of the day. It's going down. The day's going down. So it's the afternoon time. That's good afternoon. Xia Wu Hao. Now we've just got these two times left. Wan An. Wan Shanghao. Wan means night, or starting of night. Shang. So it's going up. So the night's beginning. So Wan Shanghao, that's good evening. Which we know good evening can be just late afternoon, very late afternoon, or just the beginning of night time. And we have Wan An, peaceful night, good night. Okay. Okay, everyone, here is our second challenge. Now, what I've got here is I've got some times of the day. We have 4 p.m., 8 p.m., 6:30 a.m., 5 p.m. I'll just put that over here. 9 p.m. and 8 a.m. Now, again, I have not written the pinyin on purpose because I really want you to start recognizing the characters and learning how to name them. So we have Wan An. I'm going to put that up there. So good night, Wan An. Wan Shanghao, good evening. Maybe I'll put that down here so we can work out where things go. We have Zhao Shanghao, early morning. So I'll skip that one. No, sorry, I need this one. Shang Wu Hao, that's still good morning, but later on in the day. And then we have Xia Wu Hao, so it's good afternoon. Right. Which goes where? Some of them might go, some of these might take a couple of them. So start with 6:30 a.m. I've made it pretty easy for you guys because it's all in order, isn't it? So 6:30 a.m. goes up to Zhao Shanghao. Then 8 a.m. Okay, now I did say that early before 9 o'clock is usually Zhao Shanghao. It can be Xia Wu Hao because it really does depend on when you think early is. If 8 o'clock is not early for you, then it's going to be Shang Wu Hao. That's fine. But if 8 o'clock is really early for you, you might only wake up at 8 o'clock or maybe later, then it is Zhao Shanghao. Okay, but generally 6:30 is definitely Zhao Shanghao. Okay, so it's a bit subjective there. Now, Xia Wu Hao, afternoon, 4 p.m. Xia Wu Hao as well as 5 p.m. Xia Wu Hao. Then we've got two others. 8 p.m. Wan Shanghao. So, good evening, Wan Shanghao. And good night. Well, this depends on whether you're going to sleep or not, but generally most people, we hope, go to bed at around 9 o'clock. Usually, maybe not. Wan An, good night. Okay, that's it. Okay, year 8s, you'll find that there is a quiz next to this video cast. Please have a go at that too. And Zaijian, see you all next week. Have a good week.